Hi and welcome to another narration presented by yours truly, Cryptid's Roost. Please be so kind as to throat punch the like button and smack the ass of the subscription button as well. And remember to tap that notification bell and then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time we upload new videos. I would like to reach out and say a huge thank you to those of you who have supported Cryptid's Roost financially. We pray the good Lord replenishes you abundantly, and to those of you who will later on. We pray the Lord bless you as you do so. And also a huge thank you to everyone for always supporting the channel with your likes, comments and shares as well. It is all very much appreciated. God bless you all. So grab your coffee, sit back and enjoy the show. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not. Letum non Omnia Finit. This awesome story is written by WeirdBryceGuy. If you would like to read more of their works, the Reddit link to their profile will be below in the description. I don't remember what it was like before, when I had a family, friends, a life not weighed down and impeded by this unreliable burden, this unending recursive nightmare. It seems as if there's always been the door, the stark threshold, beyond which lies a truth or a lie. I stand before it, peering at, but not through, the tenebrous membrane, unable to even glimpse the revelation on the other side. So I turn away, I retreat from that threshold and the uncertainty beyond it. I awake, returned to the cruel conscious world, wherein I reside as a prisoner. A thing tirelessly experimented on, a non-entity beneath the ever-pressing thumbs of my jailers. I was taken, seized from my parents by a sinister corporation, a cabal of scientists and, doubtlessly, military officials, those capable of operating outside of the laws of our world, of conducting their business unshackled by something as abstract and nebulous as morality. I have no knowledge of my parents, remember nothing and have been told nothing. I can only assume that they are either dead or living well, murdered by my captors or paid generously for their silence and compliance. I don't think it matters, even though it probably should. My memories, those I'd possessed before my abduction and transformation, have been effaced. I exist only in the present and anticipate the future with an unrelatable dread. The people who oversee my existence, who direct, monitor and regulate my every waking action, do not see me as a person. Truthfully, I can't see myself as one either. Not anymore. I'm not even a machine. Machines have the mercy of cognitive vacuity. I think, I dream, I am a sapient object bereft of agency. They use me to test the limits of human existence, even though I haven't been strictly human for months, maybe even years. Yesterday's test was, like the countless tests before it, an assessment of my regenerative abilities. By the power of their machines, I was broken down, cell by cell, molecule by molecule, and then, through my own unnatural power, reconstituted. The processes of disintegration and reconstitution are equally horrific, inexpressibly agonizing. I am capable of growing accustomed to either. As my body, is it really even mine anymore? Rebuilt itself. My spirit persisted, unable to wander, held in place by some sort of spectral magnetism, the function of one of those obscene machines. When I'd finally been remade by my own efforts, exhausted beyond sense and reduced to a heaving, sweating, adult-sized newborn, they reactivated the disintegrating machine, and I was again brutally and totally unmade. 6 hours later, I was brought into my room, my cell, and left to sleep. I dreamt of the threshold, that black-walled portal to elsewhere, that window to a statement, factual or otherwise. I slept for 3 hours. I am now incapable of sleeping for any longer period of time. Though my body has not grown accustomed to their routine tortures, it has grown accustomed to their schedules, their demands. I am allowed no more than 5 hours of rest a day. So I actually allow myself 3, and spend the remaining 2 thinking of the threshold, pondering its unwitnessed secret. I have 1 hour left before they take me, before I am again, for the 10,000th time, subjected to some cruelly and meticulously designed test of my artificially induced abilities. They gave me these powers without the faintest idea of how powerful I'd become. So I am put through trials and gauntlets, tortures and horrors beyond my imagination. Through, to be honest, I cannot imagine much these days. My mind, weakened by the efforts required to subsist through my bodily destruction, only preserves 2 things: my identity, what's left of it, and the dream of the threshold. Everything else is ephemeral, forgotten, or even psychologically rejected. 20 minutes until they come. My room is a box, a grey-walled enclosure without a ceiling, without furniture, without hope. I stand and I wait, stand and sleep, stand and ignore them as they examine and probe my flesh, searching for any signs of incomplete regeneration. There is no privacy. Why would a statue, a tool, a thing, need privacy? 5 minutes. I've decided to try something. Before they take me, the very minute before they enter the room, I am expected to harden myself. Their word. It is essentially a cellular lockdown, a total cessation of all chemical and psychological processes. In this inanimate state, I am rendered safe for transport to the testing chamber. If I were to forego the self-initiated procedure, I would be punished severely. They would flood my cell with some kind of highly flammable substance, and the substance would be ignited. I would burn for hours, drowned in an inexhaustible inferno, and then, once I'd finally complied with their demands, brought to the testing chamber anyway. I have decided, for the 3rd time in my life, to refuse the hardening. The flames, infernal and unquenchable, consumed me. I ceased to be corporeal, become part of the inferno, the fiery chemical indistinguishable from their bodiless spectre of my being. I allowed the annihilating conflagration to whittle me down to near nothingness, and in that state of virtual immateriality, I dreamt. I approached the threshold, gripped the flame with the smouldering hands, and pushed my face into the black, membranous film. For whatever reason, I'd finally developed the courage, the grim curiosity to seek out the statement. And then, after hours spent in the dream, spent beyond the threshold, I returned to consciousness and forced a semblance of my physical body back into existence. Upon seeing this partial regeneration, the technician responsible for my punishment ended the onslaught of flames. The fire suppression systems were activated, and the carefully controlled tempest was extinguished. My scorched corpse rested in the centre of the corpse, curled and shriveled by the heat and the agony of it. I am normally given 3 minutes to fully regenerate. I did it in 1. I shrugged off the blackened and dead flesh and was dragged away from the ashen pile. The overhead vents would suck away the ash, and the smoke would filter and recycle it. The same had happened for all discarded remnants of my body, all those blasted, burnt and destabilized cells. It is believed that my regenerative abilities, the actual capacity for the action stems from, is entirely reliant on my spirit, my animus. They think that somehow, through some intangible link with the physical world, my human spirit can generate flesh anew, that my body is merely an emergent property of my mind. This is untrue. The space beyond the threshold showed me the truth, or, to be more precise, revealed to me their lie. There is in every cell of my being a fraction of my soul, a piece of my will. I am not merely a single entity bound to some clump of organic matter. I am a force, a malleable, adaptive presence. My spirit can be divided, and those divisions can retain autonomy. I can subsist spectrally in dead and decaying flesh, can remain alive, yet dormant in cancer-corrupted cells, can call forth my power from a pile of ashes, from a coagulated stain. I am a god of my own making, merely residing in human flesh. All throughout the facility, beginning first as dust and ash, and then unclean smears, as forsaken and discarded pieces, I arose. I willed myself into a new existence. Every atom that had once been part of me was again returned to some greater whole. Every constituent element was reactivated, repurposed. Even as I was thrown into the torture chamber to be atomized, reconstituted elsewhere, bodies grew from vent-blown particles, falling from mid-air onto helpless scientists. I swarmed and in mere minutes arrested in the facility. I did not harm them, did not inflict upon them the atrocities they inflicted upon me, even though I could have, to degrees beyond their imagination. As Legion, I gathered up my jailers, my lifelong oppressors, and herded them into their communal eating area. Here I looked upon them with 1,000 eyes, an indomitable army of slaves. The scientists cowered before me, apologizing in the language I'd only learned the basics of. Their tongues clicked annoyingly. They chattered hysterically like dumb insects. These wicked men, who travelled from some outer sphere and stolen me from my home, my planet, were now no more dangerous to me than a group of ants, no more frightening than a troop of washed-up clowns. They were, however, undeniably monstrous, inhuman in all aspects of appearance. Faces like many-eyed and multi-horned dragons, bodies naked, hunched and complexly, kaleidoscopically armoured. Each scale seemed to contain within it a spectrum of colours beyond description. The only commonality we'd ever had was the desire to know more, the capacity for curiosity. But while they freely indulged in theirs, I shrunk away from mine. They explored my body, while I avoided the threshold and its revelation. They come to so intimately know me, a lowly human without any offer of knowledge about themselves. That will change. I have left the facility, a colossal invisible ship which hovers undetected in the darkness between galaxies. I have left my other selves behind to do what they will with the aliens. Why not have an equal, a maliciously, invasively equal exchange of knowledge between peoples? I have continuously logged my thoughts and appalling experiences at the hands of those abominable drakes in the vaults of my mind. I am relating them now in this admittedly awkward and disjointed manner to both inform you of the terrors beyond our planet and a share of revelation of my own. Should you be taken, do not worry. Do not shrink inward and allow your captors to have control of your life. The vessel on which I was trapped was not the only one. There are other groups, some belonging to the same species, who are very interested in humanity, and all of them, for whatever reason, are fascinated specifically by the human spirit. They break the will of their subjects, easily accomplished by the sheer terror of the abduction and cosmic relocation, and then endow them with ultra-terrestrial abilities. In this defeated yet enhanced state, they can control us, can safely test us. The threshold, I believe, is yet another element of their control, a psychological barrier. But it could also be self-imposed, evolutionary evolved inhibitor to our herefore unknown potential. So, if you are captured, I implore you to go beyond the threshold. Show them the truth they so mercifully seek, that there is no extent, no graspable limit to the human spirit. Accept and unleash the power that they so foolishly give to you. Show them that humanity is its own nightmare, that more than they, we are a cosmic horror best left undisturbed. Don't forget, if you enjoyed that story, be sure to pop over to the author's Reddit profile and drop them a line, or even give them a glowing review. I'm sure they really would appreciate it. The link to their Reddit profile will be below in the description. Please be so kind as to throat punch the like button and smack the ass of the subscription button as well. And remember to tap the notification bell and then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time I upload a new video. Oh, and don't forget to share the video far and wide. This will all help with YouTube's algorithm and will help to promote this channel more. And don't forget to check out the merch store. The link will be in the description and also in the video thumbnail. And if you would like an honourable mention, send in a snapshot of yourself with your purchase and I'll feature it in one of the videos. I now have my very own subreddit community where you can submit any stories you've written. You can submit your stories or encounters either there or send them to cryptidsroost@gmail.com. If you wish to remain anonymous, that's fine with me. All the links are below. I also have a Facebook group, Twitter, Reddit, and you'll also find me on Discord. If you would like to support this channel and help make it grow, my PayPal is paypal.me/cryptidsroost. Again, that will also be below. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not.